Greetings to you all. Right, my request videos on, mics muted, please, so that everybody can hear properly. We will not compare any of the techniques with Reiki at the moment. We can take it out later at some other session, not at the moment. We'll briefly talk about as to what Reiki is all about now during this session. We will take on the questions toward the end of the session. Right. This is our wheel of life. We all want to live long life. We want to be in good health. We want to have money in abundance, and have the joy of work, business, family, friends, children, future of the children, their security, respect for ourselves and others, and qualifications. This is what we want in life generally. But unfortunately, we are struggling with at least one or more areas in life, and that takes away all our happiness and dissipates all our energy. So, how it happens? It's because perhaps we are not using all our resources that are given to us. Now, if you look at this child, she is hopping and running. She is wanting to finish a race. With one leg, do you think she will be able to finish? Yes, she would. But then it will be strenuous, difficult, not comfortable. She can finish. Similarly, journey of life can be finished like this. She will reach the finish line, but with great problems. And suppose she had used both the legs, it would have been much simpler. And that's exactly what we do. A human being is made of four domains: the physical domain, which we call the PQ, the physical quotient; mental domain, we represent by IQ; emotionality, everyone has, we represent it by emotional intelligence or emotional quotient; and spirituality, we represent by spiritual quotient. Now, these are the four domains which have been endowed by Almighty to us. We generally use profusely these two, the first two, the physical and the mental. Though we are emotional people, but we are not emotionally intelligent all the time. And therefore the problems in the relationship. We are all born spiritual, but we are not manifesting our spirituality because of various reasons. So that means we are not using all our resources that have been bestowed upon us. We are generally in the body-mind consciousness, as our body and the mind. We are in the body-mind consciousness. Once we are in the body-mind consciousness, we are governed by five vices: lust, anger, greed, ego, and attachment. But are we happy with that? No, we are not happy with that. Therefore, every person is trying to strive to move to soul consciousness. Moment you move to soul consciousness, then you are inherently governed by seven divine qualities, which are peace, purity, power, love, bliss, happiness, and spiritual knowledge. So our endeavor is to move from the body-mind consciousness to soul consciousness. So there is a shift in consciousness which is required by us. Again, some of us are in this state, suffering in some way or the other, to whatever degree. Unhappiness, certain of us are. Anxiety, feeling of lack, estrangement, dissatisfaction, and we are operating from the physical realm. Whereas all of us want this. As opposed to disease, we want health, we want happiness, we want peace, we want abundance, we want relationship, we want satisfaction, and we need spiritual growth as well. So that means there is a transformation required. We want to move from present state to the desired state, and this is the desired state. And therefore, transformation. How we will get transformation is by taking spiritual support system, and Reiki is one such tool. There are several others, but today we will talk about Reiki. So we are going to talk about what is Reiki, lineage, the three elements in healing, that endocrine glands, aura, and chakras. About the healing, what can be healed, what are the methods of healing, and how does healing work, Reiki work. Effects of Reiki, principles of Reiki, features of Reiki, levels of Reiki, Kirlian photography, and applications of Reiki. So this is what we're going to cover for the day. So to begin with, what is Reiki? Reiki is a Japanese method of healing which is based on energy. And this energy is the subtle energy and not the gross energy. And Reiki was rediscovered by Dr. Mikao Usui in mid-1800s. And Reiki is a universal life force energy which is made of two words, Rei and Ki. while Re means universal, boundless, eternal, which never ends, the infinite. And Ki is the energy, the pranas, or Chi in China, Ki in Japan. It is independent of faith. You could be following any religion, any faith. It is universal. So it has got nothing to do with religion. Now, what Reiki is not, certain people have misgivings about Reiki. It is not about occult in any form. It is not calling of ghosts. It is not a black magic. It is not mesmerism. It is devoid of any harmful effects because Reiki is guided by higher consciousness, and it is self-regulatory to the extent that the amount of Reiki that is required is drawn, and the frequency, the number of times that you want, is also governed by the higher consciousness. So it is totally harmless. Now the lineage, all know it. It was rediscovered by Dr. Karl Usui. It was then passed on to a naval admiral who was also a doctor in the Navy, and then he passed it on to Hawaya Takata, and ultimately she made two masters, and through one of the masters, Lee Rand also learned and passed on, and he is today spreading the Reiki. Now there are three elements in healing as we were talking about. The first one is the endocrine glands. The second one is the aura layer, and the third one is about the chakras. First, endocrine system. There are several glands, we are all aware, in the body, and these are duct-less glands. It are no tubings, and they secrete hormones which are directly released into the bloodstream. And those hormones travel to the desired target area or the organ. And these glands are responsible for metabolism, growth, tissue function, and mood regulation. So these glands are pineal, it's located here in the brain. This is the pituitary and parathyroid, thymus, adrenal, pancreas, and gonads. These are the 7 endocrine glands in the body. Now this is the aura. Aura is basically an energy field which is around the physical body. This is an energy field which is around the physical body. In fact, aura is around everything, every living thing and non-living thing. We have two bodies. We have the visible body, the physical, which is only 10%. And we also have the remaining body, 90%, which is invisible body. And that invisible body is called the etheric body or the aura. This is the energy field I was talking to you about, and it is three-dimensional, elliptical in shape, and a normal healthy person has about 8 to 10 feet of aura. In ancient times, the masters used to have miles of aura, and it was commonly depicted as halo around their head. When we talk aura, it has 3 planes: the spiritual plane, the astral plane, and the physical plane. In the physical plane, besides the physical body, there are 3 layers. The first one is the etheric layer, second one emotional layer, third one is the mental layer. The second plane is the astral plane, which contains astral body, the fourth one. And in the spiritual plane, there are layers: the etheric, template, celestial body, and the causal body. Let's look at each of these. First one, closest to the body, physical body, is the etheric body. Now this etheric body is immediately around our physical body. We are inside this rather than feeling that this is a layer on top of us. Etheric body is something like a cast. We are inside this cast, and it is of the shape of the human body, generally blue in color. And whenever there is any problem that occurs in this etheric layer, the body also represents and shows a similar kind of problem or malfunction. For example, now this is and around this leaf there is aura, as you can see here. Now if somebody plucks a leaf and it is to be done, say now, 24 hours before that, the aura will change. Similarly, if we are to fall sick, our aura will fall sick. Second, So after the first one is etheric body, the second one is the emotion body, and this is above the etheric layer, and it contains the emotions. We all have emotions: sad, happy, guilt, and certain other emotions. Where are they located in the human body, in the physical form? No, they are in the metaphysical plane, in the aura itself. So this is emotions are contained in the second layer, and that is the emotional body. The third one is the mental body, which is 4 to 6 inches covering the emotion body, and it processes thoughts. It contains thoughts. With the positive thoughts or the negative thoughts, the color of this changes. Color of this aura, the third layer, changes. Similarly here, this is the color of this, and this is the color of the first one. So we have seen 3 layers in the physical plane. Now we come into the fourth one, which is called the astral or the spiritual body. It is again 4 to 6 inches from the mental body, and it is the one which is responsible for love for ourselves, for our family, for our friends. Now this layer connects 3 layers below it and 3 layers above it. 3 layers in the physical plane and 3 layers in the spiritual plane. Coming to the layer, which is called the etheric template body, which is mirror double of the etheric body, and it is again 2 to 4 inches from the astral body, the fifth layer. And in this layer, we begin to get aligned with the divine will, and we begin to tell the truth, speak truth, and get away from the falsehood in life. Sixth layer is a celestial light body, and it holds the universal love, as opposed to in the fourth layer, where this love was only for self and other people, friends, and family. In the sixth layer, if this is evolved, well developed, then we hold the love for the mankind and universal love and compassion for all people, and we begin to be forgiving. We forgive all people, including ourselves. And the seventh layer is the Catholic template, golden light in color. This is the one, and it develops in us the deep understanding of the humans and the life as such. So the illusion of separation, that I'm different person, other person is a different person, this is removed. We are away from the illusion of being separated from each other. We are all one, same, from the same source. So if you can see over here, when the anger is expressed, it moves like this. It has been seen by the Kirlian photography, which we'll talk about later. And if you have the anger and turn it inwards, it affects the body and all the aura layers. So we have seen what are the endocrine glands, we have seen what is aura, and now we are going to be talking about chakras. The chakras are the energy centers which bring energy into the human body, aura, and the human body, and take the toxic energy from the aura outside.
Yeah,
They are
there's
associated with all levels, physical, mental.
Oh.
They look something like this. And there are 7 of them. The first one is the crown chakra, and the last one is the root chakra. Or some people go the other way around. Root chakra, they call it the first one, and the crown, the 7th one, and they're looking upwards and the downwards towards the earth, towards the divine heavens. And remaining 5 chakras are in front and in the back of the body, in front, back of the body, likewise. So 5 chakras are looking forward and the rearwards, and 2 chakras are looking only upward and downwards. Each one has a different color. If you remember Vibgyor, violet, indigo, blue, green, yellow, orange, and red. So this is the crown chakra, violet in color. This is indigo, third eye chakra. This is throat chakra, blue, heart chakra, green. Yellow is your solar plexus chakra, and orange is sacral chakra, and red is the root chakra. So these are 7 different colors or 7 different chakras, and each of these chakras have different locations. Above the crown, into the forehead, throat area, heart area. This is a V of the ribs. It is here above the navel in the upper abdominal area, and this is sacral plexus chakra below the navel, and the root chakra, tip of the spine. So these are the locations of these 7 chakras. So we have seen the color. we have seen the location of these 7 chakras. Each chakra represents a divine quality. Crown chakra represents bliss. The third eye chakra represents spiritual knowledge. This throat chakra represents peace. Heart chakra represents love and compassion. Solar plexus represents happiness. And sacral chakra represents purity. And the root chakra represents the inner power. Elements. Each of these chakras also represent an element. Earth element is represented by the root chakra, sacral plexus, water element, solar plexus, fire element, heart chakra, air element, space element by throat chakra, ether by third eye, and the crown chakra. So they represent, and endocrines again are represented by each of these chakras, perineal by crown chakra, pituitary by third eye, thyroid and parathyroid by throat chakra, thymus by heart chakra, pancreas by solar plexus, and gonads by sacral, and adrenal by root chakra. So there are 7, magic of 7. And they're also representing certain organs. They are responsible to maintain energy for certain organs. Upper brain, lower brain, eyes and teeth, ear, nose, throat. This is heart, lungs and immune system. This is stomach, liver, gallbladder, digestive system, representing the reproductive system and the kidneys. And this one, musculoskeletal system. So what we've seen is there are 7 chakras. Each chakra has a color. Each chakra has a location. Each chakra represents a divine quality, peace, purity, power, love. And there are elements. Earth element, water, fire, representing all elements represented by the chakras, and then endocrine glands, and ultimately the organs. So chakras are very vital in the human body. They're actually not located inside the body. They are in the aura of the body, in the metaphysical plane. Meta is beyond or above. So these chakras are located in the aura of the body, and they are responsible for subtle energy circulation into the physical body and into the remaining energy of the system. So healing. Reiki is powerful and gentle energy. It heals at all levels, addresses the causal factor. It can heal living things as well as non-living things. It heals virtually everything one can think of: COVID-19, heart disorders, skin disorders, fractures, and what have you. And it has infinite applications, from physical healing to harmonizing the abstract issues, including peace, prosperity, and everything else, relationships. Reiki supports in healing. It improves the efficacy. If you are combining it with other therapies, it supports, it's complementary. It reduces the side effects of medicines, and it shortens the healing time, and also it reduces or eliminates pain to a great degree. It helps in creating the optimism. So what are the methods of healing? There are 2 methods. One is hands-on method, and one is the distance healing. Hands-on method. In this, the hands release energy. You can see from here the fingers releasing the Reiki energy, some energy. This is how one can see the aura and the energy flowing between the fingers. When you talk of on the body, you can physically put your hands on the body, touching the skin. It since can heal in the aura itself, therefore there is no need to touch the body if you don't want to touch the body. There are some social issues or skin issues or certain problems. One is feeling inhibition, then you don't have to touch the physical body. Keep the hands 4 to 6 inches from the physical body. And if you're comfortable, other person is comfortable, then you can place the hands actually on the body. Both work in a similar manner. So it's your choice whether you want to place your hands on the body or keep them 4 to 6 inches away. The Reiki energy can be magnified if it is given in a group. Many people would be channelizing, passing Reiki to any one person. It amplifies the energy. Another picture here. Reiki energy is being given to this gentleman by several people. Now there are several positions on the body where the Reiki is given. When you're doing the first degree, there are 24 positions. We'll quickly go over these positions. Eyes, temples, ears, forehead, back of the head, both hands, throat, thyroid, thymus, gland, heart chakra, solar plexus, liver, tips of lungs, covering the entire lungs, pancreas and spleen, hara, root chakra, knees, ankles, feet soles, shoulders, thyroid and thymus, heart chakra again at the back, because I told you they're front looking and backward looking, solar plexus, kidneys, back of hara, and ultimately root chakra, base of spine. These are 24 positions where Reiki on the body can be given. But that is only for the first degree. After the second degree, you can give the distance healing to people and you do not have to touch the body yourself or somebody else's. Reiki can also be given to the animals. So here, as you can see, this is the aura, and energy is absorbed from the aura by the chakras into the chakras. From aura it has come to the chakras, and since chakras are associated with glands, these glands release hormones which go into the bloodstream directly, and it leads to health. So this one also heals at the aura level, as we have shown over here. This is how the chakras get disfigured once there is a problem in the physical body. In fact, the problem in the physical body takes place because there is disfigured chakra. Here, there is a tear, and this is healed. So if you can see both, now this is torn, disfigured chakra, and this is the healed chakra, and therefore the body is healed. This is how some chakras get projected. Unhealthy chakras project like this. Unhealthy chakras also are broken from the root. It can be gathering negative energy and they can be clogged. Some chakras get torn. If you see over here, it's a regular shape, and here it is torn. Some chakras get pulled to one side, and therefore they are not able to oscillate properly, clockwise and anti-clockwise, and therefore the health issues or certain other issues. Wedge is created in the chakras. So some people feel that if I heal somebody else, I will draw his negativity or I will draw his sickness. No, it doesn't happen. You are immune to anybody's sickness. When you're healing somebody, it's only the positive energy that goes to you, and no negative energy can come to you from the healee, the person that you're healing. And healing is at all levels, body level, at the mind level, at the conscious level. So what are the effects of Reiki? It amplifies the energy, it balances the energy, negative emotions are dissipated, stress is released, you become more creative. It works at the causal level. The basic thing which is causing the disease is removed. It is holistic, that means at all levels, and it also is responsible in reversing the aging process, because there is greater amount of energy which comes into your body than you actually require. So there is surplus of energy, and therefore it retards aging. So there are 5 principles of Reiki. We'll not dwell much into it, just gloss over it. I will live in gratitude for the day. For today, I will not worry. For today, I will not be angry. Today, I'll work honestly. And today, I will show love and respect for every living thing. So these are the 5 Reiki principles which we are going to speak about once we get into it in greater details in the next session. So there are certain features of Reiki. One is that we are mere channels and not the healers. We should, moment we do our Reiki, first degree, second degree, and third degree, we should not begin to feel that we are healers. We can heal nobody. People heal themselves. We are mere channels. We get connected to the infinite Reiki source, and we channelize that energy like we're channelizing this water into the plants. We are not the doctors, or we are not the healers. Reiki is taken and not given. No, you cannot push Reiki into somebody. A person, if he is willing and if he is open, can draw Reiki as much as one is required. As much as you require will be absorbed. Then thereafter that, it will be auto shut off. Everyone heals himself. So we're going back to the same point. We are not the healers. People heal themselves. You only channelize the energy. We should also not get attached to the results that I have given Reiki or channelized Reiki to so and so. Why he has not got healed? And you feel disturbed about it. There is nothing to feel disturbed. It might be karmic effects. There could be certain other things. And you are not a doctor. You are just channelizing. That's it. Do not throw Reiki to the people who do not want it or do not appreciate it. It will never affect them in the positive way. So it works on need basis and not on greed basis. One cannot say, I'll go for the races, apply Reiki and win. It doesn't happen that. But definitely your needs will be met and not the greed. Reiki can be combined with yoga, with meditation and other therapies, techniques. It never gets depleted. Why? Because you are getting connected to an infinite source of Reiki, and therefore you're channelizing. It is not your energy, it is this divine energy which is being passed on to somebody else, and therefore your energy is never depleted. In fact, every time you give Reiki to somebody, you channelize Reiki to somebody else, you are enriched yourself first, and you benefit first. So Reiki can be learned in various degrees. First degree, it's a hands-on method. You can treat people and you have power X. When you learn second degree, you can give hands-on treatment to people. Also, you have the facility of distance healing. Your power becomes 4X. So you can treat people with 4X power, either through the hands-on method or the distance healing. It is a mandatory in a way if you want to be using it in a practical form to reach up to level 2. Level 1 is not very comfortable. Normally people leave after level 1, but level 2 at least to be of some value to yourself and others. Level 3A, hands-on and distance healing you can give to people, but the power here is 10x as compared to the X in the first level. Thereafter, you can teach other people when you do 3B, and when you become Grandmaster, you can create other teachers in the Grandmasters. Kirlian photography we were talking about. We normally do not tend to believe. We are skeptical people. So if we do not see something, we don't tend to believe. But there was a Russian scientist who created a camera, called it Kirlian camera, and with that photographs were taken, and it was found that everything has an aura. And your aura and the other object's aura, they get intermingled. You can see this is your aura, and this is the aura of the plant, leaf, and this is the crystal. This is the aura of a spanner. This is the aura of a leaf. This is the aura of a human being. So whether it's a living thing or a non-living thing, everything has aura. There is something called attunement. Attunement is a process where the Reiki master facilitates in transferring energy into you. All these chakras that you see get misaligned over a period of time. Therefore, there is no flow of energy. Moment you are given the facility of transfer of energy, copious energy flows into your system. Anyone, including children, who have basic common sense and basic IQ, will be able to learn and practice. There is a sure flow of Reiki. It flows by intention. And you have to do nothing much to allow the Reiki to flow. Let's sum it up. Reiki is a Japanese method of healing based on energy, rediscovered in mid-1800s by Dr. Mikao Usui, consisting of two words, Rei and Ki, boundless, eternal, never-ending energy. And our physical body is only 10% that we see, and remaining is 90% invisible body, which is body. We call it aura. And there are 7 major chakras in the body. They're the energy centers. They draw the energy from outside, from the aura, they give it to your body and maintain your energy, subtle energy in the body. And they also maintain the metabolic functions. And there exists a definite relationship between chakras, organs, tissues, endocrine systems. The healing is holistic, addressing the causal factor, and there are infinite applications. It can heal anything at the physical level, and also it harmonizes and the abstract tissues. So Reiki flows with your intentions. Now there are a few more things. Let's touch upon certain other aspects of Reiki. When we move on from the first level to the second level, which I would say should become a mandate, otherwise you will not be able to practice Reiki. You will leave it after some time. So these symbols were found by Dr. Mikao Usui. So what can you heal by this? You can heal practically everything. The fears, anxiety can be healed by Reiki. You can heal yourself for general health. You can heal if there is any specific problem, say backache or something. These are the physical level. You can heal relationships. You can heal the career, business. You can progress from one level to another. Money, from lack to abundance. Events, future events, your travel, your movements, vegetation, you can heal that. You can heal animals. You can heal environment. Say this is what the is, and you can heal pollution and ozone layer as well. And you can practically heal everything that comes to your mind, whatever you can conceive. Again, you can heal relationship with dead people. If you're feeling guilt or remorseful about that you've not been able to communicate with somebody, but he passed away, then you can always connect with him again and communicate and get relieved of the guilt. You can program for the future with Reiki. And some day-to-day applications would be, you see something untoward, some people in distress, you can give Reiki. You can charge water for your own health with Reiki. You can charge food with Reiki. You can protect your home. Say you're going out somewhere and you're feeling a little uncertain, insecure. You can secure your home with Reiki. And you can remove the negative energy from inside your home. When you have to give a presentation, you can cleanse that area before giving a presentation. You can charge your pen while writing, before writing, so that it is intuitively flowing and your ideas are indicated well. You can charge your laptop, your machinery, your system, your car, anything. If there are people arguing, you can give them Reiki. They'll be silent, they'll be relaxed and pacified. Placate people. You can handle the toxic bosses, toxic people. You can increase the comfort of your bedroom by Reiki. Safety of car. Suppose you've forgotten to lock your car or you parked at the wrong place by mistake, you can always secure your car. Juvenile crimes, you can protect your children from that. And you can cover yourself with the ball of protection. So this way you can transform yourself and have peace, purity, power, bliss, happiness, knowledge, gratitude. You'll begin to practice gratitude. You'll begin to practice forgiveness. You'll begin to practice blessings to yourself, to the universe, to the people, and you'll be disease-free relatively. Over a period of time, you'll be disease-free. You can experience safety. Prosperity will follow, and fulfillment of life you will get. And this is how Reiki transformation takes place through Reiki. We've been conducting workshops on Reiki, online, Zoom, otherwise offline as things were earlier. This is how people learn Reiki. These are several positions. I was telling you about the body. This is the Reiki attunement. And I was fortunately conferred National Peace Award 2018 for outstanding contribution in the domain of spirituality. And this was given by the Union Minister of Ayush Ministry, India. So that's all for now. If there are any questions, one can take the questions on. I think, Amrit, I've finished in 40 minutes flat.
Yes, exactly.
Feel
40
that.
minutes.
Though
Perfect.
hurried at places, but 40 minutes for the time given, 45 minutes, and 15,
Yeah.
20 minutes for the questions. So I am now
Right.
free to answer any of these. And the company I represent is Absolute Essence.